Check engine light is on, but that was on from before, but it is running smoothly. So I think that was the issue. Welcome back. We got parts in finally, so we're gonna do the spark plugs on this Countryman. If you haven't seen the video before this from last week, this is what we're calling the Countryman Saga 2022. It started to give me a misfire according to the Beamer Link app and the error codes on there. So what I'm gonna do, there's a couple of things it could be, but I'm gonna do spark plugs and coil packs. And Minis use these pencil style coil packs. So I've got new coil packs, new spark plugs from outmotoring.com, and we're gonna install those and see if that solves our misfire problem. Because the car just does not run well when it misfires. So let's go ahead and get started with installing some new spark plugs. First thing I'm gonna do is turn on the heater because it's freezing in here. 34 degrees. Okay, to start changing the spark plugs, first thing we need to do is remove this cover. And this cover is not normally gonna be this nice and clean. I just wiped it off before I started. So in order to do that, we're gonna pull forward a little bit and then up. So I'm gonna reach out underneath. Make sure the car is cooled down because this will be hot. So I'm gonna pull forward and then just be able to pop it right up. And there is what we're after. So to take out a coil pack and spark plug, what you're gonna do is take this little lever here and lift it up like that. And that's gonna start to push out the wiring harness that's plugged into the coil pack. Not a lot of room to get this off, so if you kind of pull up just a little bit, it'll give you a little more room to take off the plug connector to the coil pack. And then you can just lift the coil pack out, and then down there is our spark plug. We're gonna keep track of all the plugs, make sure we gap the new ones appropriately, so just lay them out in an orderly fashion somewhere. Now a quick note about getting the spark plug out of the spark plug well. You wanna make sure you have the right tool to get down there, this narrow body socket tool. I will leave a link in the description where you can get one. Don't be like me and be impatient and try and use this thick boy of a socket because it's just too thick to fit down in there, and you'll spend a day or two trying to retrieve that out of there. Ask me how I know. So yeah, be patient, get the proper tool, which will fit down there nicely, and also it's appropriate for the style of socket on the spark plug itself. So you can see that fits in there really nicely, fits down into the cavity really nicely, not too big to fit in there, so it's gonna make your life a lot easier if you just wait and get the correct tool. So again, I'll leave a link down there for that, but let's go ahead and remove the remaining spark plugs with this correct tool. Okay, bought our parts as usual, outmotoring.com. I'll leave a link where you can get all these. Got 4 new plugs, 4 new coil packs. Is it necessary to really get all new everything? Probably not, but this car is 100,000 miles. I'm gonna try and be proactive with repairs rather than reactive like we are right now. I'm gonna replace these all anyways and try and buy a few more years out of this car because I don't ever wanna give it up. Okay, so we got our plugs gapped, they're ready to go. We're gonna very carefully put these back in, try not to strip it out or cross-thread it. So we're gonna go just with our hands to start to make sure it gets seated in there appropriately. I've seen people use the actual coil packs themselves by putting the plug in the coil pack and use that to get it started. That's also an option, but I have this tool, so I'll do that. I'm gonna go my hands, make sure it starts to seat nicely, and then just bring it down until it stops, and then I'll get it torqued. Okay, next up is torquing down the spark plugs, and I'm gonna leave a link down in the description where you can look up the proper torque settings for your Mini, because it depends on what model year you have. So this one I have the torque settings for on my torque wrench. I'm gonna torque them down, put the coil packs in, and then try it out. Hopefully it works. Now we're on to coil packs, brand new ones. Let's put those in. Open up the top. Make sure the connector looks good. Push them down on, just like that. They're a friction fit, so they take a little push. You'll also notice that they have a little protrusion tongue at the top, so they only fit in one way. You gotta fit this tongue into that groove, mold it into the top of the engine. You'll see it. You'll see it when you're looking. Okay, here we are. We're in the car. We're gonna start it up, see if it misfires. Oh. Check engine light is on, but that was on from before, but it is running smoothly. So I think that was the issue. We had a bad coil pack or bad spark plug. It's idling super smooth right now. It's revving. Not going into limp mode. I'll deal with that check engine light. I'll clear it out and then just run the diagnostics on it again. Make sure it doesn't break. But I think we have solved the problem. Either an old bad plug or old coil pack that went bad. But yeah, it is running smooth now. Thank goodness this is only a two-parter, the MINI Countryman Saga 2022. Hopefully there won't be a part 2 or part 3 to this, but I'm gonna try and keep up more regularly with maintenance on this car, replacing things more proactively before they break. So what do you think? What should I look into next? Maybe checking on those O2 sensors before they eventually go bad, or maybe looking at that turbo one day? Let me know down in the comments below what you think I should do to keep this Mini running forever, because I'm never gonna get rid of it. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank goodness it's only a two-parter. Leave any questions or comments you have down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, when you see other Minis out there, especially this Countryman that's back up and running again, don't forget to wave. I'll catch you in the next one. Now the problem I have is the GP stuck in that carport because there's too much snow for it to get up this steep driveway. So I gotta do some shoveling so I can get it back in its rightful home. See you later.